Cannon Lane East. A 21-year-old man has been questioned and released on police bail. Now, thousands of people have joined an unusual internet campaign to raise awareness of the conditions they say some horses in Leicestershire are being kept in. A Facebook page was set up only yesterday. It's already been backed by 17,000 people. Mike O'Sullivan has been to the field this morning. You may find some images in this report distressing.
Well, thousands of people have joined a Facebook campaign to try and improve the welfare conditions for the horses here on the sodden land at Fosse Park on the edge of Leicester. Local farrier Mark Johnson spotted one animal lying in a pool of water on Saturday. He and his son Harry took this video of their rescue attempts. They called out the RSPCA and the fire service to help, but sadly the horse had to be put down.
We were bringing hay down to it, we were trying to get it to eat, trying to get some energy, we were massaging. They got their blankets out and covered the horse. They tried to make it as comfortable as they could, but sadly stimulated enough. The RSPCA called the vet and the horse had to be euthanized.
At one point, Mark Johnson says there was a horse corpse lying in the field behind me. Well, the owners of the land are Everard the Brewers. They rent it out to a tenant for grazing. They're now trying to contact that tenant, and they have been in contact with the RSPCA as well. Mike O'Sullivan, BBC East Midlands Today in Leicester.
Next, this lunchtime, farmers...
Very good evening. Welcome to Monday's programme. More than 20,000 people have joined a social media campaign calling for action over the plight of a dozen horses living in sodden fields on the edge of Leicester.
Rescuers tried to save one animal trapped in a pool of water, but it had to be put down. The owner of the horses says that he's done nothing wrong, and the police have confirmed that no action will be taken against him. Mike O'Sullivan reports.
Stranded and struggling, this horse was in such a poor state that it couldn't clamber from a pool of water on a soaking field next to the Fosse Park retail park on the edge of Leicester. A rescue attempt involving the RSPCA and the fire service failed on Saturday. With the owner in attendance, the animal had to be put down.
We were bringing hay down to it, we were trying to get it to eat, trying to get some energy, we were massaging. They got their blankets out and covered the horse. They tried to make it as comfortable as they could, but sadly we just couldn't stimulate it enough. The RSPCA called the vet and the horse had to be euthanized.
Listen, you're a do-gooder, and I don't blame you for being a do-gooder.
The horses are hungry. I'm picking the wet hay up off the floor for them.
Today, the owner of the horses, who insisted he'd done nothing wrong, arrived at the site as members of the public tried to help the animals.
It's heartbreaking when you see a little foal, no more than a year old, in these sort of conditions. Just stressed for the horses' sake. They've got no rights at all.
Concern over the horses' welfare has swept Facebook, with more than 20,000 people now backing calls for action. At one time, the carcass of the horse was left lying in a field. The police spoke to the owner, and afterwards they confirmed that no criminal offence had been committed. The relevant authority, they said, was the RSPCA.
You've looked after them for 25 years, surely you should know whether they're in good condition or not?
Well, I'm saying they are.
But the owner of the land, the brewery Everard's, says it's been appalled by the Facebook reports and it's reviewing the tenancy grazing agreement.
Well, we can join Mike now, who's actually at Fosse Park. Mike, this has been a very emotive issue for an awful lot of people we saw there, but it hasn't influenced the authorities at all?
Yes, no legal action at all, and I'm in the heart of Fosse Park, as you can see, and the field in question is just over the way there, with the horses spending another night in there. Let's join now Inspector James Lucas from the RSPCA, monitoring the situation, but no action. What does monitoring mean?
Monitoring basically means that we'll be ensuring that the owner meets these animals' needs, ensuring that they have a appropriate supply of good quality feed that's going to help support them through the current winter.
You said in your statement that there are sort of dry areas in that land. Do you believe it's not completely sodden for the animals then?
Yes, I think when we're talking about dry areas, that is obviously relative. Those are areas where there isn't standing water. I mean, at the minute, most fields are going to be fairly sodden and this field unfortunately is no exception.
OK, let's quickly go to Mark Johnson, who started the campaign. Mark, are you overreacting? They are wet fields at this time of year.
I'm not overreacting, no. We have wet fields at this time of year and we know it's a nationwide crisis. This, however, is a floodplain and is prone to flooding within minutes at any time during the winter.
What do you want to see happen here quickly, please, for the horses?
I want the horses removed off this site. It's unsafe for them.
OK, Mark Johnson and the RSPCA Inspector, thank you very much indeed for that. A lot of people concerned about this on Facebook, on social media, but no action from the authorities. A lot of people, though, keeping an eye on things.
Indeed, we'll leave it there for now, Mike. Thank you.
Well, staying with the